Hey, Shalom, giving all the praise, honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakarium, Shal Yashala, that's peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. In this time, and you see these faces, there's going to be a lot of gloomy faces in the near future. The people are starting to feel the pressure of the end of the world. This is an article. It's come from the Real News Channel. It says 1 in 3 Americans believe we are now living in the end times, or you can say the end of a world, the end of an age, and people don't know what's going on. The only ones that's able to put their finger on the pulse and get a reading of the times that we in, the seasons that we in, are the men of the Lord, the men of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. And when we see these times, our faces are not looking like this. We don't have this grim puzzle look. You know, we have a look of joy because the end of Esau kingdom is the beginning of ours. So rejoice, Akim, and a very few Akwath out there that has been blessed with the eye salve. Rejoice, because this is a beautiful time, and the Lord said that the people will be perplexed. Like, did you see the looks on these individuals' face? You know, their world is destroyed. It is fading fast. This is 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau, they don't know who Esau is. We know who Esau is. We know who the small hats are. We got this information. We've been gifted with the secrets of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. And this knowledge is going to be protection. You know, as the Lord put the finishing touches on his place. For Esau is the end of the world. Right? A world meaning an age, an era. Eon. And Jacob, who are you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, scattered throughout North, Central, South America, and the rest of the globe, we make up the 12 tribes of Jacob, the 12 sons. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, and that starts with the Lord's elect. The Lord's elect is on the scene. So now look at the world, the faces of the people. You know, and it's only going to get worse. Because I got another video I want to play here. Where we want to go? Come on, come back to me. Okay, Dawada Abi Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. This is Luke 21 verse 25. You know, these scriptures are hitting harder and harder every day. Like every 24 hours, the scriptures get stronger. This is Luke 21, verse 25, NLT. And there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And here on earth, the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and the strange tides, in KJV. And upon earth, the stress of the nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And you see the faces of the people, you know, how perplexed they look, because they don't know what's going on. But they know that we're at the end of an empire.
Americans believe we are now living in it. At the same time, 1 in 3 Americans believe.
And I'm going to say this. How spiritual is that? That's the 1/3. If you want to go into the prophecy part of it. 1 out of 3. 1/3. 2/3 shall be cut off and left here to die. That's Zechariah 13 and 8. And 1/3 shall be brought through the fire, man. So as you got 1/3 of Americans that's believing we at the end times or at the end of the world, you got the 1/3 of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah that's been activated, man. Ain't that sweet?
We're now living in the end times.
Yeah, because that's where we at. And it's about to get really thick. It's about to get really thick. Let me get to this other video I got here. Because the Lord ain't playing no games with y'all. You non-believers out here. You going to see. You going to know that a prophet has been among you real soon. And you little Babylonian devils running around here, you kids, you get ready to be shipped off to the Middle East. Because this military draft, this video I'm about to play right now, oh, this ain't no joke. Salaki for this commercial. You know, this gonna catch a lot of you. Come on, man. It's gonna catch a lot of you Babylonian children running around here. And that goes for a lot of our kids too, you know. The Lord gonna he gonna give them all a wake-up call. You know, because my son came running to my car Friday. My oldest son, he's 21, and he was perplexed. You know, I asked him what's going on. He hearing about the draft. It's all over social media, and he's spinning in circles. And, you know, I had to calm him down through the spirit. And, you know, our kids, they hear us teaching, right? They believe somewhat, but once this pain starts, then they're going to know a prophet has been among them, because all he kept saying was, Daddy, you said it was going to be like this. You said so. You said so. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, look at the pressure that the Lord is putting on y'all now. And it's going to be happening, you know. Go for like we got military age kids. This is going to be a defining moment for them. They're going to have to go through the fire. And we praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and we beg if they of the elect children with their mother, they'll be saved. My kids don't give me too much hell. You know, I do get my hell from them, but not too much. My oldest son right there, you know, he was a tough cookie to deal with, you know, growing up. You know, now that he's older, you know, he's like a normal 21-year-old running around Babylon, but he ain't doing nothing too crazy, you know. But they do believe in their way. But seeing for a lot of these children, it's going to convince them even more. Because now they see it. And this is what was happening to him. He'd been warned the draft was coming. Now they see it, and it's affecting them directly. And this is when the Lord say, then you should know, we'll get right to this video in a minute. Then you should know a prophet has been among you. And they don't know the prophets are among you. You know, they're on the bus next to you at the red light. They at the shoe store, you know. The men of the Lord got to walk around Babylon and do regular things. You know, you got to pay rent. They got to do all this shit, man. You know, but in the inside, you burning, you know, to go home. That's the men of the Lord. You yearning to get out of here. We're waiting for the second coming, our deliverance, the ship. You know, this is Ezekiel 33, verse 31. And they come unto thee as a people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words. And that's what a lot of our kids do, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they do show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this come to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know a prophet has been among them. Then things gonna get real. You know, now shit done got real. This is G&T. But when all your words come true, which they're coming true now, the world is now seeing prophecy, and everybody got to experience this at once, whether you believe or not. But when all your words come true, they will come true. They will come true. Then they will know that a prophet have been among them. Then they're going to understand those men out there on them street corners, the sincere ones, you know, up under the Apostles of the Great Millstone, those were the men. And they were telling us right the whole time. Because this is happening.
Military draft rules have changed just in time for the war in Iran. What exactly has happened? Here's the story From Fox 5 in Washington, D.C., the U.S. House of Representatives passed a measure to automatically register men for the Selective Service, updating requirements for the first time in decades. Oh, wow. Just as we're in war. Now, to be fair, they did pass this in December. So this was in the December NDAA.
And the trumpet was blown. That was December 2025. I remember because it passed. It might have been that big, beautiful bill. It went under or the one right before it. But we blew the trumpet then, and we said we would be at this point. So that it already passed the floor. So they want to push this thing by December, but it's going to speed up. They may be pushing it by this June.
And the rule change goes into effect this coming December 2026. So starting in December of 2026, all males aged 18 to 25 years old, or really 26, will be automatically registered for Selective Service. Now,
this is when this shit gets real. For our children that's covered by these ages, the rest of these Babylonian children running around thinking we having just a grandiose time, right? There's going to be a lot of stunts being pulled, people getting sick, women trying to get pregnant, people trying to flee. Oh, we about to get a lot of chaos. This went from bad to worse with this Iran situation. And they know they're going to need boots on the ground. They just shot 300 missiles on Tel Aviv today, man. 300. And they using the big ones now. Iran using them the Fatihs, man. They ain't playing no game. They even looking for Netanyahu. He said this joker has been taken out. There's no signs of his life on planet Earth, so we waiting to see what's up with this. So they already sent the 5,000, and now it went up over the weekend to 10,000 Marines. Trump is throwing out, we about to do something very terrible to Iran because they won't slow down. So you're going to have to send the ground troops in. This is the Lord. He said the Northern Army will be removed. That's Joel too, man. So yes, these prophecies, everything is on the table. Then shall it be known who are my chosen, and you shall know a prophet has been among you, man. This thing is going down. And the Lord said he was going to remove the Northern Army. Let me just get that. And that's this draft. You thought it was a game? No, it ain't no game. It's going to get serious. And you see how fast time is flying? Today went fast. I mean, time been moving, but today, this thing flew. Where we going? Got a lot on my mind. Oh, yeah, Joel. So the Lord is speeding up the time. We about to go home. We can't stress that enough, Akim. This is the time to get uncomfortable. Get with the shits. Because we about to go home. We just existing right now, paying these stupid bills, playing along until we get into our own time and around each other. We can do our videos, go to camp, speak with one another. You see, I'm praying up all day. We staying in prayer because that's the outlet from the shit that's going on around you from the people. Your mind stay in prayer now. That's how you know we on our way home. Because the prayers done went up to the next level. So this thing is over. The Lord is putting the finishing touches. And part of that is this draft, man. You may see some of your children get drafted off. Your nieces and nephews. These are the things that the Lord is preparing us for. Because it's going to look grim. It's going to get grim out here, man. And we got a prayer, but the Lord got his will. Everybody been predestined. But this thing is happening. This is Joel 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the Northern Army. That's the American military. And will drive him into a land barren and desolate. That's Saudi Arabia. Everybody's the major players are being brought down there for the Third World War. And that includes a major portion of men. A major portion of men are going to die in these wars. And these are military age. You heard the age from 18 to 26. You're going to be automatically enrolled. And they coming to get you. They know where you're located. They know where you work at. They coming to get you. This is no joke. But I will remove far off from you the Northern Army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, as Saudi Arabia, with his face toward the East Sea, which is the Euphrates, and his hinder part toward the uttermost, which is the Red Sea, and his stink. This is the destruction, because to drive them over is going to be in those cargo planes, and when a cargo plane is flying towards the Euphrates, which is in the east, the back of it will be towards the Red Sea. Okay? And they will land in Saudi Arabia. That's the land barren and desert. There's enough room to get all the major players out there. And it's going to be full of the troops on the hill. Armageddon. Armageddon. The troops on the hill, man. And that's how this thing go down. Yahweh Shabbat. The Lord will judge the militaries of the world in the Middle East real soon. And that includes you men. You men, whether you join freely or not, the Lord got these wars set up to wipe you out, man. With his face toward the East Sea and his hinder part toward the uttermost sea, and his stink, which is the destruction, shall come up, meaning you're going to be part of that real estate. You're going to become part of the soil down there. And they're not telling you you're going to have to fight against these UFOs. Because the Lord Yahweh shows up in the midst of World War III. And his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. So the Lord is not playing. And yes, we are at the end of Esau's world. And this is how it looks as it crumbles.
This will just make things easier. Don't you understand? This just makes things easier, because before, young men had to remember to register. And if they didn't, it was a felony. And although they never got prosecuted. But, this will just speed things up and make things easier. It's just easier for them. That's what this is. And others say, yeah, right. You guys are just wanting to make sure that we've got a military force of pawns that you could throw at an enemy and sacrifice their lives so that you guys could continue siphoning off resources, making a gob of money, and you just need young poor men to go on the front lines.
As prophecy.
Okay, let's talk about how exactly this draft rule, what this has done. So before this coming December, the way it worked was there was no mandatory. It is mandatory to register for the Selective Service, but you had to go and physically do it. Essentially, you had to either register online, or you had to mail it in at the post office, or there were ways that young men between 18 and 25 years old could register for Selective Service. You're mandated, if you're an American citizen, to register for Selective Service within 30 days of your 18th birthday. Anyone who arrives in this country between the ages of 18 and 26 must register within 30 days of arriving to the country if they're in that age range. So who has to do this is all male U.S. citizens and all male immigrants in that age bracket. And that includes, when they say immigrants, that's all immigrants. They're not just talking about legal ones. They're saying illegal immigrants, we don't care. You have to register for Selective Service. Could you imagine? I wonder how many illegal immigrants cross the border and say, well, now I got to follow the law and sign up for Selective Service so I can fight in the war. Asylum seekers also have to, refugees, permanent residents, everybody in that age range who's male, except I wonder how it works if you identify as female. Maybe you could get out of it that way. There might be a ton of sudden trans males coming up. Like we might see a lot of young men turn in female.
Wow, look at that.
Pretty quickly.
And I told you it's going to be a lot of chaos behind this. A lot of men hurting themselves. Yeah, they're going to do that. Because we at the end. They told you that Babylon will be coming to women. They were born to fight. These men don't want to fight. These Babylonians are comfortable. These American children are very comfortable. They got TVs, cell phones, video games. They driving all kind of cars. They're weak like women, like the prophecy said. So they were born to fight. They stayed in their trenches and the holes. They refuse to come out. The military soldiers that's in there are talking about going AWOL, man. So do you see the times that we're in? This ain't no game, man. This ain't no game. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua is about to make major moves. Major moves. It won't be no more talking. Trying to convince people. come here and hear the word of God. You know, don't you love God? Nah, ain't gonna be no more of that. Ain't gonna be no more of that. The Lord about to put the pain in, man. This is Isaiah 19, verse 16. In that day shall Egypt be like unto woman, man. Women are complacent. They're emotional. A lot of women are lazy. Women are physically weak. Women are mentally weak. I mean, anything that goes under the weaker vessel describes the woman. In Egypt, these men, these liberal men, these Babylonian American men, they're weak. They're emotional. They're like women. They're not prepared to fight. They're not battle tested. What are these men going to do? Yeah, they're going to pop them damn pills, and some of them going to transform into a woman physically to get out of the damn war. This is serious business, man. And that day shall Egypt be like unto a woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. So the Lord is now shaking over this place. That's why it's a good thing to be on this side, you know, where we becoming friends with our Lord again. Friends of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. We know how to kiss the Lord through the Spirit now. And the rest of these people, like them perplexed faces you saw in the beginning of the video, oh, it's about to be a lot of that.
So don't be shocked if we see skyrocketing rates of trans males, trans women. But there was a narrow group of exceptions, and one of those being, you know, if you're a diplomat's kid, like I think Netanyahu's son doesn't have to do anything except sit on the beach and drink a bunch of mojitos, right? While they watch everybody in their country, like in Israel, have to go to war. Okay, so what Congress did was they then said, now we're going to make it just automatic registration. Previously, you would have to go and physically do it in some way. And then if there was a draft, then it would be run on a lottery system. And they would basically do it by birthday. They would have all the birthdays of the year, and then they would correlate those birthdays with certain numbers. And then they would draw a number out of the lottery, and that number corresponded with the set of birthdays, and those young men were called up for service, and that was automatic. They received induction notices. They had to go to war. When this happened in Vietnam, during the Vietnam War, it was pretty much right away. They didn't wait until they ran out of soldiers. You know, they didn't wait until, well, you know, we all of the ones that volunteered are dead, so now we got to turn to the draft. No, it happens pretty quickly, so don't think, well, we'll wait and see, and once we see a bunch of American soldiers dying in Iran, then they're going to do the draft. No, they might do the draft on us pretty quickly. They might actually make it happen.
They may launch this thing by June, but you got to remember the Lord cutting this thing short. We may see, you know, papers being handed out, people being paid to visit. No kids jumping off the damn roof, putting the damn pistol to their mouth, turning into women, hurting themselves. It's going to be a mess out here. When we told you the day of the Lord was dark, the day of the Lord was gloomy. And now we're going to see them kids walking past the camp laughing. Ha, 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 he. Right? You laughing, right? And we've been telling you, the apostles of the great millstone have been telling you for years that your day is coming. Now these kids going to be walking past the camp, stopping to listen. They got that gloomy look on their face. That sad whimper look. And guess what? We ain't feeling sorry for you. Because y'all had your fun. Now it's time for the Lord to have his way with you, man. This is Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of Yahweh is near. It is near. It hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry. It's going to be a lot of crying. A lot of you tough guys. Oh, don't forget about you niggas in prison. You getting caught up with these charges. You like to shoot guns. You 3-4 felonies in. What do you think they're going to do? Trump going to empty out these prisons. Take you out of that 3 hots in a cot. Nigga in prison with a cell phone and a Yahoo Mail. Living it up. Got a damn makeshift store. He's selling shoes. All kind of shit. This is what's happening in these prisons, man. They made a lifestyle. Now the Lord gonna ship you damn prisoners over there to them. Oh, it's gonna get graphic. Oh, yes, it is. They not following no written law, no constitution. The Lord is emptying out the northern army, man. It says, the mighty man shall cry bitterly. The day of the Lord is wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. I will bring distress upon men. The Lord ain't playing. You think you stressed out now? You wait till you get that letter in the mail. These kids receive that phone call. They're going to be running to mommy, looking for daddy. It says, I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust. Man, that's dark right there. And their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor their gold should be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath. So you can't pay the government off. Oh, yeah, take a couple $1 million. Don't take my children. Nah, it ain't going to work that way. See, I remember hearing the stories. They was taking Muhammad Ali when that draft had hit. What was that? I think it's like in the 60s. They took his title and shit. This is the time we in. It says, neither shall their gold nor their silver be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make an speedily riddance of all them that dwell in the land. And that's these men, that's these young men dying in these wars, man. Let me get this. This is Isaiah 3. It is on. This is Isaiah 3. Verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the edge. Let me read that again. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And her gates, the mothers, the sisters, the nieces, the daughters, and her gates shall lament and mourn. And she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. It's going to be a lot of women roaming the streets looking for help real soon. Oh, you hate men? You don't like men? Good. Now you gonna have to deal with this shit without men. Because the Lord about to wipe this place of men, man.
Faster. And Trump will make it seem, well, I would say that the Trump supporters will say, he's just doing it to scare Iran because we want to show them that we can assemble a giant military. But don't be fooled. A lot of young men before Vietnam, before they were sent off to Vietnam, when they received their induction notices, a lot of them did a lot of pretty extreme things in order to avoid being shipped off to war. My dad was telling me about some of the things that some of his friends did. Like one guy paid a friend to hit his leg with a sledgehammer.
Damn.
Another looked at a bright light. I think it was, like at where they're looking at really bright lights. It's not the sun, but something else, like in a factory, and tried to make himself go blind in order to avoid service. So people do some pretty extreme things in order to avoid being sent off to war. And a person should not have to choose between their life or life imprisonment because their government, the oligarchs, the corrupt, greedy, money-making warmongers in Washington want to use them for cannon fodder. It should be a personal decision. But it, unfortunately, in many countries, it is not. And young men are viewed as pawns on a chessboard to be taken out in order to protect the king.
And you forgot something called prophecy. Prophecy. That's what we in. We in a time of serious prophecy. The Lord said, my word shall be prolonged no more. Let me just end it right there. The point has been made. There's going to be a lot of crying, a lot of boots shaking real soon. A lot of people doing extreme things. A lot of kids going to the extreme to get out of this war. Anywhere it go, if you ain't with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you fucked, man. That's what we've been trying to tell you. We've been trying to tell you this. Now the Lord said, now I'm going to laugh at your calamity. When your fear come, your distress come, and you crying, Lord, Lord. See, a lot of people gonna need mercy. I don't believe in God. I'm atheist. Oh, yeah, a lot of mothers. You love your son, right? You love your brothers. For you sisters. Oh, it's on, man. This is Ezekiel 12, verse 27. Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesieth of the times that are far off. Oh, this won't happen for another 60, 70 years. I'll be well in the grave. Right? So you think, not knowing the times, not measuring the times, not knowing what season you in. And we telling you we not wasting time with this book. We telling you we not wasting time in this ministry, man. This is not of man, it's of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He woke us up, man. You've been warned. Therefore say unto them, thus saith Yahweh thy power, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore. But the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And some of them words are wars and rumors of wars. Wars and rumors of wars. Armageddon. Yahweh Shaphat. The Valley of Jehoshaphat. Third World War. The nuclear bombs. All that has been broken down, man. Now the Lord is about to close the prophet's mouth, and these words about to come to pass, man. Oh, we in a very dark time for you non-believers. And the elect dragging your feet, I bet you your behind gonna drag a little faster now, because the Lord just turned the heat up on everybody. It is more. It's so many videos. It's so much going on. You can't keep up with the news. It's so much going on right now. That's why the people's faces are looking like this. Let me get it one more time. People are scratching their head. Are we at the end of the world? They asking their co-workers, you think we at the end? You think God is going to judge us? Yeah, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is about to judge you. Yeah, you about to get judged. You know? Let's go. There's a lot of these faces right here, man. A lot of them. You know? Because this is the time we in. Right here. People wondering, are we at the end? Are we at the end of the world? 1 in 3 Americans believe we are now living in the end times. And you know what? You're right. Giving all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders, a great millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom, Labakariam, Shal Yasha'Allah, that's peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.